What if the songs that made you smile were written by people quietly dying inside? Country music has always felt like home. Simple stories, Sunday memories, heartbreak and healing. But behind the voices that comforted millions were battles few ever saw. Cancer, chronic illness, silence. Country music has long served as a powerful expression of American life, telling stories of love, loss, hope, and heartache. Over the decades, it has produced countless stars whose voices have left deep impressions on listeners around the world. But behind the music, many of these artists endured immense personal suffering, often battling devastating illnesses that eventually claimed their lives. Despite their struggles, they remain devoted to their craft, gifting us songs that continue to move people today. Here's a closer look at 20 beloved country stars who passed away due to illness, but whose legacies live on through their music. One of the most touching stories is that of Joey Feek of the duo Joey plus Rory. Joey's beautiful voice and deep faith touched countless fans. After moving from Indiana to Nashville in 2002 to follow her dream, she met Rory, and the two built both a life and a music career together. Their songs, centered on love and family, resonated deeply with audiences. Just after giving birth to their daughter in 2014, Joey was diagnosed with cervical cancer. Though she underwent treatment, the disease returned aggressively. Joey made the difficult decision to stop treatment and spend her final months at home with her family. She passed away in March 2016 at the young age of 40, remembered for her strength and unwavering spirit. These artists, though no longer with us, left behind more than just albums and awards. Through their songs and the strength they showed in the face of illness, they inspired millions. They poured their pain into music, giving voice to emotions that words alone couldn't express. Whether they died young or lived long lives filled with hardship, their stories reflect courage, dedication, and passion. Their legacies are not only preserved in records, but in the hearts of fans who still play their music today. Country music has always been more than just melodies and lyrics. It's been a voice for working people, families, heartbreak, and hope. It tells real stories about life, and many of those who sang those stories lived through pain that mirrored the songs they performed. Over the decades, country music has lost some of its brightest stars to painful and often drawn-out illnesses. These artists touched millions, shaped the genre, and left behind songs that still echo through radio speakers, honky-tonks, and family living rooms. Though their lives ended too soon, their legacies endure through their music and the resilience they showed while facing terminal disease. This tribute takes a heartfelt look at 20 country music stars who died from serious illnesses, sharing not just how they died, but how they lived, fought, and inspired. Joey Feek, known from the duo Joey plus Rory, became a symbol of strength and grace. Her voice was warm and full of feeling, and her songs reflected values of faith, love, and family. She moved to Nashville chasing her dream and found both her husband and musical partner in Rory. Their love story captivated fans, and when Joey was diagnosed with cervical cancer in 2014, shortly after the birth of their daughter Indiana, the world mourned with them. Despite treatments, the cancer returned aggressively. Joey decided to go home and spend her final months surrounded by her family. Her peaceful, brave final days became a public reminder of living with dignity in the face of death. She passed in March 2016 at age 40. Joey's battle, chronicled in blog posts and interviews, served as an inspiration to many facing similar struggles. Don Williams, the gentle giant, had a quiet but commanding presence. His deep, soothing voice and humble demeanor endeared him to fans across the world. Don didn't chase the spotlight. He simply let the music speak. Songs like Amanda, Tulsa Time, and You're My Best Friend became part of country music's fabric. Later in life, Don developed emphysema, a chronic lung condition that gradually took his breath and his ability to perform. He withdrew from public life and died peacefully in September 2017 at 78. His passing left a void in a genre increasingly driven by flashover feeling, and his absence is still deeply felt by traditional country fans. Toby Keith, an outspoken and patriotic figure, became one of the biggest names in modern country music. With hits like Courtesy of the Red, White and Blue, and Should Have Been a Cowboy, he celebrated American life with pride and humor. But behind his bold image was a private battle. In late 2021, he was diagnosed with abdominal cancer. Despite undergoing surgery, chemotherapy, and targeted care, the disease proved relentless. Still, Toby stayed committed to his fans, performing when he was strong enough. He passed away in February 2024 at 62, shocking fans who admired his grit and defiance. His songs still echo at county fairs, rodeos, and 4th of July events, proof that his spirit lives on. Charlie Pride will always be remembered not only for his music, but for breaking racial barriers. As the first black country superstar, he opened doors and inspired generations. From the cotton fields of Mississippi to baseball diamonds to the Grand Ole Opry stage, Charlie's journey was extraordinary. With over 30 #1 hits and accolades like CMA Entertainer of the Year, his voice was a bridge between communities. In 2020, after performing at the CMAs, he contracted COVID-19. The virus proved fatal, and he died in December at age 86. His death sparked conversations about diversity, inclusion, and the risks that even legendary performers face in old age. Glenn Campbell was a multi-talented musician who moved from session work to superstardom with ease. He played guitar for Elvis and Sinatra before releasing classics like Rhinestone Cowboy and By the Time I Get to Phoenix. In 2011, Glenn revealed his Alzheimer's diagnosis. Rather than retreat, he embarked on a farewell tour and released a Grammy-winning final album. The tour showed both his bravery and the power of music as memory. Even when the disease robbed him of names and dates, he still remembered songs and melodies. Glenn passed away in 2017 at age 81, leaving behind a powerful story of resilience and love for art. Tammy Wynette, known as the First Lady of Country Music, sang anthems for women navigating hardship and love. Her legendary hit Stand By Your Man sparked praise and controversy, but few could deny the power of her voice. Behind her fame was a life of pain, endless surgeries, chronic illnesses, and personal turmoil. Despite it all, Tammy kept performing, her voice reflecting both sorrow and strength. She died in 1998 at only 55. Initially, reports pointed to a blood clot, but later accounts revealed heart failure compounded by years of health issues. Tammy's vulnerability and honesty made her one of the most human voices in country history. Hank Snow, a Canadian-born icon, brought a timeless, train-riding style to country music. With hits like I'm Moving On and I've Been Everywhere, he helped define the genre in the 1950s and 60s. Snow's hard early life, marked by poverty and hardship, fueled his storytelling. He was a Grand Ole Opry staple for over 4 decades. In his later years, heart and lung problems slowly weakened him, and he passed away in 1999 at age 85. His influence lives on, especially among traditionalists who cherish classic country themes. Ray Price had a powerful, smooth voice that evolved alongside the genre. He began with honky tonk and later embraced lush, string-filled arrangements, paving the way for artists like Willie Nelson. Diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2012, Ray chose to keep singing until the very end. Even as his condition worsened, he remained dedicated to music and his fans. He passed away in 2013 at 87, remembered as both a trailblazer and a gentleman. Eddie Arnold reshaped country music with his smooth crooner style. Known as the Tennessee Plowboy, he was one of the first to bridge country with pop, paving the way for crossover stars. As he aged, Eddie's health deteriorated due to arthritis and age-related illnesses. He passed away in May 2008, just shy of his 90th birthday. His music left a lasting impression on fans seeking comfort and calm in a fast-changing world. George Jones possessed one of the most emotionally powerful voices in country history. His turbulent life, full of addiction and redemption, gave depth to songs like He Stopped Loving Her Today. George's later years were plagued with lung problems caused by years of smoking and drinking. He died in 2013 at 81, after a final hospital stay. His death marked the end of an era of pure, gut-wrenching storytelling in country music. Roger Miller blended humor and heartache with songs like King of the Road and Dang Me. He grew up poor and rough, but his quick wit and lyrical genius made him a star. Unfortunately, his smoking habit led to lung and throat cancer. He passed away in 1992 at just 56, a creative force silenced too soon. Charlie Louvin, half of the Louvin brothers, helped define harmony in country and gospel music. After his brother's tragic death, Charlie continued as a solo artist and Opry regular. Diagnosed with pancreatic cancer in 2010, he continued performing as long as he could. He passed away in January 2011 at age 83, surrounded by family and fans who cherish his faith-filled voice. Dan Seals, once part of the pop duo England Dan and John Ford Coley, found solo success in country with Bop and You Still Move Me. Diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma in 2008, Dan went through intense treatment, including a stem cell transplant. Though he briefly improved, the cancer returned, and he died in 2009 at 61. His sincerity and warmth are missed deeply by fans and peers alike. Charlie Rich was a genre bender who merged country with jazz, soul, and blues. With hits like The Most Beautiful Girl, he brought sensuality and sophistication to the genre. In 1995, during a road trip, Charlie passed away from a pulmonary embolism at 62. His burial was quiet, but his voice continues to resonate. Jim Ed Brown built his career on harmony, with his sisters in the Browns, and later with Helen Cornelius in romantic duets. Diagnosed with lung cancer in 2014, he remained hopeful, even returning to the studio. Sadly, the disease returned and he died in June 2015 at 81, still beloved for his warm voice and charm. Holly Dunn wrote from the heart, especially in her hit Daddy's Hands. After retiring from music, she turned to Christian radio and painting. Diagnosed with advanced ovarian cancer in 2016, she passed away later that year at age 59. Her faith-filled music continues to touch many. Johnny Paycheck embodied the outlaw spirit. His rough-edged voice-powered hits like Take This Job and Shove It. Years of hard living left him with emphysema and other lung issues. He passed away in 2003 at 64, a cautionary tale and a legend all at once. Doug Superno rose quickly with hits like I Don't Call Him Daddy. After years out of the spotlight, he returned to music only to be diagnosed with stage 4 lung and bladder cancer in 2019. He passed away in 2020 at age 60, remembered for the raw emotion in his voice. Boxcar Willie was a down-home performer known for his hobo image and heartfelt railroad songs. Diagnosed with leukemia, he passed away in 1999 at 67. His memory lives on in Branson and the hearts of fans who value authenticity over glamour. Billy Thundercloud, leader of the Chieftains, proudly represented indigenous voices in country music. Known for What Time of Day, Billy's career spanned decades. He died in 2018 after a stroke and cancer diagnosis, requesting a private farewell true to his quiet dignity. These 20 artists gave the world more than music. They gave vulnerability, strength, and honesty, showing us that even in the face of suffering, beauty can be born. Though their lives ended in pain, they live on in lyrics, melodies, and memories. Their battles remind us that fame doesn't protect against illness, but can offer a platform to inspire, heal, and connect. In honoring them, we keep their stories and their songs alive. The common thread running through each of these artists' lives isn't just music, it's resilience. These were not just stars basking in fame. They were people who experienced devastating illness, personal losses, and emotional hardship, yet still chose to sing through the suffering. They used their platforms to bring comfort and unity to fans dealing with the very same challenges. Whether it was a mother battling cancer, a veteran coping with aging, or a farmer trying to make ends meet, country music offered something familiar, something healing. And these 20 artists became the voices for those listeners, giving sound to silent pain and putting melody to moments that might otherwise have gone unspoken. Many of these artists also helped change the direction of country music itself. Take Ray Price, who refused to follow industry trends and instead crafted his own style, or Glenn Campbell, who showed that country could blend seamlessly with pop and television. These weren't just singers, they were innovators. Their willingness to evolve in sound and subject matter meant that country music remained relevant and inclusive, crossing generations and geographic lines. Charlie Pride's legacy is especially significant in this way. His mere presence in a genre historically dominated by white performers helped change the narrative of who belonged in country music. His success laid the groundwork for future artists of color to find a voice in a space that was once less welcoming. As we reflect on these 20 artists, it becomes clear that the true measure of their lives isn't just in the number of awards they won or albums sold, but in how they made people feel. Their courage in facing terminal illnesses, their determination to continue sharing music despite pain, and their unwavering connection to fans turned them from entertainers into heroes. Even now, years after some of their deaths, their music still feels alive. It's in the voice of a teenager just discovering he stopped loving her today, in the eyes of a veteran wiping away tears while Rhinestone Cowboy plays, in the church choir singing the Three Bells, or the parent holding a child close while daddy's hands play softly in the background. These stars may have left this world, but they didn't leave it empty. They left it better. They gave us memories set to music, comfort wrapped in chords, and hope disguised in harmony. In life and in death, they showed us that music truly has the power to heal, to unite, and to live forever. If any of these voices ever touched your life, consider sharing their story in the comments. And if this video helped you see them in a new light, a like or subscribe goes a long way to help us keep telling the stories behind the songs.